truthbetoldpod.com. We are sitting inside of our 14th show. We are making some things happen. We are trying to keep you guys entertained. Appreciate all the comments, all the love. And we're going to have a good time today, man. We got a lot of good topics. But before I do that, you know I have to introduce the players. To my right, we need to write him a check. Or he needs to write us a check, actually. Because he's been on a few shows. Mr. Vinny Fernandez, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? Let's get it cracking.
Let's get it cracking. I like Vinny's attitude. Special guest today, world-renowned drummer. We got one of my musician plugs to stop through. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Bates.
Appreciate you.
And last but not least, our Puerto Rican specialist, Papa, the man who brings us so many good things, including his sons, and the 151 that he took from me. Luis Fernandez.
You can't expect have Bacardi around a Puerto Rican and it to last any. I mean, come on.
I mean, I poured the shot. I go get me a chaser, and I come back, and the chaser's there, but I had nothing to chase. And I look over, and my shot glass is empty.
Puerto Ricans in the house, man.
Oh man, it's bullshit. But we're gonna go ahead and go. Shout out to Wolf Griffin. He is somewhere internationally we do not know. He's across the world right now, handling business. I heard he was trying to get an endorsement with GNC and Suno at the same time. I heard he was working on Wolf's Challenge in his basement with bondage gear.
I heard I'm in the grapevine.
He's in the grapevine, literally. So, Wolf, wherever you at, man, strap up. You don't have to do it to prove it.
Hopefully he ain't at that meeting beat.
I love it. That's why it's truth be told, baby. Wolf has been literally tied up all weekend. So, needless to say, he should come back more relaxed, more focused. Shout out to you, Wolf Griffin. We miss you on Truth Be Told, but I understand when you have to get that thing off.
Hell nah.
So we're gonna try to do the show without Wolf. Y'all think we can handle it?
I don't know.
I pray for the man. Let's do it.
We're gonna cover a great topic, and since we're already on this ride, we might as well go ahead in the comedy sector. You know, we've been talking about Wolf, so it goes hand in hand. Comedy is big, it's changed, it's evolved, it's a lot going on. How do I start this, fellas? First off, who's your favorite comedian?
Well, I come off top. My favorite, it gotta be Dave Chappelle. You know, not it's mainly because I'm a young cat.
I'm rich, bitch.
You know, it just I grew up with the man. I saw it. I laugh every time. I still watch some of the old Chappelle show. I see some of the old stand-up. I still laugh. I like guys like Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell's hilarious. Steve Carell. I like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's pretty funny. You know, I like some of the old cats too. I like Martin.
Oh yeah.
I love Martin.
Oh yeah. You can't replace Martin.
Legend.
Bernie Mac, another one. Love Bernie Mac, you know. Cedric the Entertainer's another one who I show a lot of love for. Those are really the main guys, though.
All right. Bates, I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. He said a lot of good ones. I'm going to throw in there Zach Galifianakis, though.
Oh,
That's the new one, man. He's winning right now for me.
Yeah. Y'all see him in Dinner for Schmucks?
Man.
That mind control?
Hey, I want to see the campaign with him and
him and Will Ferrell. Man.
That's going to be hilarious. That's
great. Yeah, so, but definitely, man, Will Ferrell, Zach Galifianakis, man. Of course, you got Chappelle, Martin, all the legends, man. But I'm rolling with all the new cats. Saturday Night Live putting out some good new acts out here.
Oh yeah, my nigga Andy Lamb, what's his name? Andy Lamb, Hot Rod.
Oh yeah, I can't even think of his last name.
Andy
Samberg.
Sandberg. I was about to say Lambert. Clearly he's not Adam Lambert. That cat.
Yeah.
Stay on task.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Lou. Who's some of your favorites? Yeah, I know you back there with Sammy Davis Jr. So.
No, You know, he was Puerto Rican too.
And I really didn't mean that. Shaboing boing.
But anyway, I'm more old school, and I tend to go for the more obscure comedians.
Okay.
You know, one fella who a lot of people have forgotten about, unfortunately, is he had a very early demise, was Robin Harris.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people might remember him from the original House Party.
Yeah, Bebe's Kids.
Bebe's Kids. That boy, he could read the phone book and he could make me laugh.
Oh yeah. He had that voice too, man.
Yeah. And another fellow who cracks me the hell up, and I can't, to this day, I can't understand why, is Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald just cracks the daylights out of me, and a lot of people, either you love him or you don't. And he just, I don't care what he does.
Still funny.
He is still hilarious. I mean, the Grim Reaper on Family Guy is one of my favorite characters.
That sure was him, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sure was, man. As soon as I heard it, I fell out, man.
You can tell who he is.
Yeah.
As soon as you hear him.
Dirty Work was one of my favorites.
Dirty Works is a fantastic,
just the way the
funny
movie
movie.
opens. He gets thrown in a trash can. He said, "That's me."
That's me.
What about Bill Murray? What do y'all think?
Bill Murray, he has his moments.
Yeah, Zombieland was the last time I seen him.
Oh, that shit was funny in
He was
Zombieland.
hilarious in that.
That shit was funny.
Like whenever I think of Bill Murray, I think of that movie. What's that movie? Bob.
Oh, What About Bob?
Yeah, What About Bob?
Yeah, he was funny.
It was funny. It was more annoying. It was funny.
Yeah, for me, it's Stripes for him. You know,
Yeah.
I love Stripes.
Yeah, Stripes
you know,
is
I think
good,
if he's put in the right situation with the right writers, he's fine. But it's when he usually doesn't come off if somebody doesn't get him.
And nobody said Eddie Murphy neither, man.
Hey, I was about to say, you just gonna skip me? I mean, damn.
Eddie Murphy makes too much money, man. You know, he's already getting enough love.
The Dr. Doolittle and all that shit, that kind of took away from his credit.
Although that daddy daycare is hilarious though.
Yeah.
I didn't ever watch it.
That is a funny movie.
I need to watch it.
I like that movie.
But yeah, I'm kind of a mixture of old school and new school. You know, like as we alluded to, comedy has changed. The landscape, and people aren't as successful in comedy as they used to be. When you think about the days of Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, and Martin, it was a million comedians. You think about In Living Color and all the stars that was on there. I think Jamie Foxx. I still think Jamie Foxx is hilarious. And, you know, he had his moments.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey. But you know, with the newer generation, I had to say, I like Dan Cook. A lot of people don't like Dan Cook, but I think Dan Cook is hilarious.
That's one of my favorites.
Daniel Tosh, hilarious.
JB Smooth.
JB Smooth is hilarious. He's like one of those B comedians that people forget about because a lot of people around him are better than him.
Right.
But when he gets isolated, that cat is hilarious, man. And then you can't forget all the classics. I love Ben Stiller. I love Zoolander. Will Ferrell, Steve Carell. Them cats, like anybody that was on Saturday Night Live, you know, they're kind of whack now. They've lost their luster, but man, the Saturday Night Live in the 90s? Are you kidding me? Will Ferrell, he's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorites, and I feel like he opened the door for a lot, because his brand of comedy is more about his positioning and his facial expressions and the way he leads you into things. It's not necessarily what he's saying, but how he's saying it. So I have, you know, certain type of comedies strike me certain type of ways. I like Aziz Ansari. I think he's funny too.
Just bought his DVD.
He's a real funny cat. You know, check him out on Parks and Recreation.
Yep.
That show is hilarious.
Yeah, you telling us about that.
Yeah, I watch. I've been on demand, man. Regular TV has been pissing me
Hulu
off.
Plus, Netflix.
Oh yeah, all of that.
Hey, I can say this though. If you're looking for a really good, funny movie, go on Netflix, look up Mutant Vampire Zombies from the Hood. That Mutant Vampire Zombies is one of those B-rated movies that you like. Why they make this movie? This movie is hilarious. I have never had so much fun going through Netflix.
It's fun finding those little C movies, though.
Oh, it's so fun to me. I think it's hilarious, man. You got white people calling black people niggas, and it's like
It was cool, yeah.
it was cool. You know, it was funny.
Oh man.
I don't know.
Well, you know, they're coming out with Abraham Lincoln versus Vampires.
Yeah, it just came
Well,
out.
I rented Abraham Lincoln versus the Zombies.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that is a classic C movie. And it was hilarious because the whole storyline starts, the movie starts out, Abraham Lincoln is like, he's sitting there and his dad is dying. And and his dad's been killed by a zombie. And the zombie was his mom. And he's like, sorry, son. And he hands him this big blade sheath, like, it's on you now. And so he grabs the blade and walks back there, and his mom's like, cuts his mom's head off. That's the beginning of the movie, and then it fast forwards to him being the president. And all of a sudden, the people that we were fighting back then in the war start turning into zombies. So they're just sick. We just have to take care of them. So they got one of the zombies chained up, and they're trying to like feed him medicine and shit. And Abe is like, that's not what's wrong with him. So he pulls out the blade to the dad, and he goes to cutting off heads. And when I tell you, the writers of this shit had to get paid like $20. The lines were
$20 and a bag of weed.
Right. And they had one black dude, and what was his name? Mr. Brown. And he's like Abe's right-hand man. He had like his army with him of generals. He's like, Mr. Brown, I need you to take the lead on this. Abe, I got whatever you need. Like, he forgot they were trying to film it in the old days. He was talking like it was 2012. Abe, nigga, I got you. And I watched this shit and fell out. My girl didn't like it. She's like, this is whack. But just the fact that they tried to put that shit together in the scene, then Abe ran into one of his old girlfriends. And she's like the only one that survived in the town with all these zombies. And she's cutting necks because she learned it from Abe. And if she see him, she get pissed off because he left her at the altar. And right. So you gotta watch this shit. If you're bored, go to the Red Box.
Like usual.
And it's Abraham Lincoln versus the zombies.
Well, shout out to Sci-Fi too, because they do show those C-rated movies.
Oh yeah.
You're watching Arachnoquake. The other night. Shout out to Sci-Fi. They do it big.
So what do y'all think has happened to comedy, man? Because when you think about the old days, Def Comedy Jam, Comic Feud, In Living Color, all these variety shows, Saturday Night Live, Mad TV. Where have we gone from all that shit?
Production. It's all about production.
Only thing now is Saturday Night Live, and that has taken a huge step back.
It has.
I mean, when I was a kid, the thing that was cool was All That, even All That.
Oh, yeah.
All That was a good variety show, too.
Kenan and Kel.
Kenan and Kel, you know what I'm saying?
And Kenan is still on Saturday Night Live.
Yep.
He ain't the same. He ain't got the same. It ain't the same.
I seen him do one funny bit. He did Bill Cosby. And that shit he had it spot on.
That's the only thing he can do.
Oh, but he did a Ray Lewis a few weeks ago, man. That was pretty funny.
It was funny?
He did a Ray Lewis. He was doing the Ray Lewis dance. It was stupid, but it was
moments,
cool,
man. But I just think about the old days. All you did was laugh. Like you waited to be up at 10, 11 o'clock at night to watch HBO and see Def Comedy Jam. Yeah. That was like premiering all the great comics, even to this day. Them cats start out. That's when niggas that's fat now are skinny.
Well, to me, it seems like all the funny comedic stuff is like online videos. If you want comedy, find the new online video, the what in the butt. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shout out to Burning Love. For all of you who don't know, go on Yahoo and type in Burning Love. It's a web series that's playing off of The Bachelor. All I'm gonna say is check it out. It's produced by Ben Stiller.
But yeah, like you find all these very funny comedy shows, but they're online.
Yeah.
They ain't showing them on the national network. They ain't showing them on NBC, Fox, ABC,
World Star.
World Star.
I'll be honest. World Star hip hop gives me more laughs than any
Oh yeah. That's called reality comedy.
Exactly.
But I'm saying they pushing Family Guy on us every week. They still trying to push The Simpsons.
And then all the spin-offs, Family Guy, American Dad. Like, come on, man, really?
I mean, they have a lot of original ideas, man. Like people ain't coming.
Come on, baby. And speaking of unoriginal ideas, you just gave us a great transition. we gonna kind of move out of comedy because I feel like we covered everything. Oh yeah, shout out to Chevy Chase. He's also on the show Community.
Yeah.
Him and my man.
Man, I've watched every season of Community because of you.
That shit is hilarious. Chevy Chase is on there. He's old as shit.
Yes.
And he's in community college. So that right there.
Right.
That's enough.
And they hang, it's like a group of 7. They call them the Community 7. Mm-hmm. And it's Chevy Chase, Joe McHale from E! Network, the host of The Soup. He's in there. Then a whole bunch of randoms.
Right.
Isn't the guy Daniel Glover?
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
He's hilarious. He's on his way. Young black guy. And the first show I seen him in, it was another Red Box movie. And I never heard of it, but it looked interesting. And he said, in the name of it was like, I want to be a detective. and it